All right, this is IM2. This is chapter 7, lesson 7-1. We're talking about right triangles. So we're going to do some cleverly hidden Pythagorean theorems and some word problems. These shouldn't be any more difficult than the other ones. So the size of the computer monitor is the length of the diagonal. If you actually didn't know that, that's actually true. So when you're looking at the computer monitor, this length is the length that they measure. So you want to buy a 19-inch monitor. It has a height of 11. Remember that monitors, of course, could be wider or whatever, but they would still have a right angle. What is the width of the monitor? So we need to find this. So we say that 19 squared, we're going to round to the nearest tenth, so we do know we can use a calculator. 19 squared is equal to 11 squared plus x squared. We'll go ahead and move it. 19 squared minus 11 squared equals x squared. I'm just going to grab a calculator. 19 squared minus 11 squared equals 240 equals x squared. And then I'm going to take the square root and I'm going to say, since we wanted the nearest tenth of an inch, I'll go ahead and round it to 15.5 equals x. Right? If you wanted to write it, you could say 15.5 inches. That would be the full word. All right, let's look at practice 5. A painter leans a 15-foot ladder against a house. The base of the ladder is 5 feet from the house to the nearest tenth of a foot. Okay, so we have a tenth. That means we're going to use a calculator. How high on the house does the ladder reach? All right, so here's our house. I'll put a little roof so you know it's the house. We're going to have a ladder. It's going to be, it's a 15-foot ladder, and it's going to be 5 feet away from the house. All right, and we're trying to find this side. We'll call it x, because x is a nice, easy letter to use. Same thing we've done in all the other problems, but let's do it again. 15 squared equals 5 squared plus x squared. 15 squared minus, we'll just subtract 5 squared from both sides. 15 squared minus 5 squared equals x squared. Grab a calculator. 15 squared minus 5 squared equals 200. 200 equals x squared. To get rid of the squared, we square root both sides. And since it asks for the tenth, we can use the square root button. 14 point, we'll round down to 1. So x equals 14.1 feet. All right. We'll do the last example. A walkway forms a diagonal on the square playground. So here's our playground. We've got a walkway that forms across it. The walkway is 24 meters. You're going to guess. It's a square, so each of these are the same. So just like the problem we did on the other side, we're going to find to the nearest meter, so we can go ahead and use a calculator if we want to. How long is the playground? So 24 squared equals x squared plus x squared. 24 squared equals 2x squared. I'm trying to get x by itself before I grab my calculator because it'll make it simpler so I can do everything at once. So I'll go ahead and divide by 2. 24 squared divided by 2 equals x squared. I'll grab my calculator. 24 squared divided by 2, 288. So 288 equals x squared. And then to find the answer, we're just going to take the square root. And we said round to the nearest meter. So the tenth says round up. So we'll go with x equals 17 meters.